Thank you for being here to celebrate Maddie and Kipp's special day. I'm Genevieve.
And I'm Adrienne.
And we're Maddie's older sisters. We are so excited that Maddie asked us to be co-Maids of Honor, mainly so that we didn't have to give a speech by ourselves, but also so that she didn't have to make it blatantly obvious as to which one of us is her favorite.
We wanted to make this speech as memorable and exciting and engaging as possible, so what better way to do that than with a PowerPoint presentation? Maddie and Kipp are such a great match, and we thought we could all learn a thing or two from their example. So we give you, Maddie and Kipp, a case study, how love increased by 100%. Let's start by reviewing the market conditions at the beginning of the relationship. First, Kipp was single. His key stats were as follows. He was a recent U of M grad. He was a former frat boy. He was establishing a burgeoning career as an IT recruiter. He was a proud boat owner, and he was on the prowl. Maddie was also single. Her key stats were as follows. She was a recent U of M grad. She was a former frat party attendee. She was an up-and-coming software engineer. She was an enjoyer of boats. And she was looking cute.
Although both parties were experiencing a love recession, there was quite a bit of synergistic potential on the night they met at McGovern's pub. Kipp and Maddie had mutual associates at the table, strategic positioning by being seated next to each other, a willingness to engage, and very importantly, liquid courage. In summary, the baseline love quotient was essentially non-existent, but the outlook was favorable.
After the relationship was initiated, the next step was to complete a compatibility assessment to evaluate strategic alignment. Kipp's interests included the following. Note the affinity for wolf apparel, which I'm sure proved a tough hurdle to overcome in previous relationships.
Maddie's interests included the following. Note her obsession with puns, an eccentricity that served as a counterbalance to Kipp's questionable fashion choices. Luckily, their commonalities clearly indicated that they should continue to invest in the relationship to see if it could perform at scale.
The next step in the process was to get stakeholder buy-in. As studies have shown, approval from judgy family and friends is critical to relationship success. On Kipp's side, Maddie easily garnered a 100% approval rating with no objections.
On Maddie's side, Kipp initially achieved only a 90% approval rating. There was a 10% wariness of Kipp's frat boy past, so additional data was required for evaluation. However, full approval was eventually granted.
With the compatibility assessment complete and stakeholder buy-in secured, Maddie and Kipp could move forward with scaling up their relationship.
Phase 1 was the merger and acquisition. This, of course, required an exclusivity clause and a non-compete agreement between both parties. Once those were in place, they set about acquiring a home and merging their assets. Through negotiation, it was determined that Kipp's green leather couches patched with duct tape were no longer a value add and were discarded in favor of furniture with fewer beer stains.
Phase 2 was for Maddie to send out an RFP, or request for proposal. Kipp eagerly responded by undertaking engagement ring research and development, referring frequently to Maddie's Pinterest board of ideas. He then surprised her by popping the question during their ski trip to Colorado last spring. Luckily, the proposal was received and accepted wholeheartedly.
Phase 3 was to make their joint venture official by signing the marriage contract. And today, we all had the privilege of witnessing their lovely wedding to mark the occasion. In conclusion, this case study highlights best practices for optimizing the love quotient. As you can see from this chart, love steadily increased throughout the course of Maddie and Kipp's relationship and continues its upward trend into the future.
Of course, no relationship is without its bumps in the road. For example, this first dip aligns with when Maddie exhibited excessive pun usage on a date. In spite of it, they were still able to salvage the evening and ended up having a punderful time.
And this second decrease corresponds with when, as they both worked from home but on opposite ends of the house, Kipp burped so loud that it reverberated down the hallway and interrupted Maddie's phone call with colleagues. Fortunately, the issue was quickly remedied with sound panels on the wall and a closed-door policy during work hours.
The bottom line is that through Maddie and Kipp's all-around compatibility, strategic alignment throughout the relationship, as well as genuine care and affection for each other, love increased a remarkable 100%.
Now there's only one thing left to do. Let's raise a glass and toast to the happy couple.
Cheers and congratulations, Maddie and Kipp.